Very good evening and welcome to Primetime News on Channel 1 MTV. My name is Ravi Gamage.
And I'm Krishna Panditharatna. First, a look at your headlines.
A university in China confers an honorary doctorate on President Mahinda Rajapaksa. The Standards Institution states that it is illegal to use the SLS mark on the stock of cement imported by the Cooperative Council. The opposition leader meets former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca. 2 persons beaten to death in the Kotalagale estate in Haputale. Army deployed to maintain security.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa was awarded an honorary doctorate by the Foreign Studies University in Beijing, China today. Speaking at the occasion, the president stated that countries must attain economic development by arriving at a consensus between the country's culture and its future goals.
According to the release issued by the President's media unit, the honorary doctorate was awarded to the President as he had worked to create peace and stability in the country, eradicated terrorism and worked towards the betterment of ties between Sri Lanka and China. President Mahinda Rajapaksa stated that China has assisted Sri Lanka to improve its infrastructure facilities and to work towards economic development after the eradication of terrorism. The President also thanked China for the support extended in the battle against terrorism. I believe that economic development in a country should be attained after arriving at a consensus between the culture of the people and their future needs. We can learn a great deal about this from your country. The newly built Sri Lanka Centre at the Beijing Foreign Studies University was then declared open by President Mahinda Rajapaksa. At this occasion, the President was named as the lifetime chairman of the Sri Lanka Centre.
UNP and opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe visited former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca today.
Leader of the opposition and the United National Party, Ranil Wickremesinghe, and General Secretary of the party, Tissatha Nayaka, visited former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca at the Velikara prison. We came to the prison without prior notice in order to look into his well-being. We did not discuss about politics today. Here, a journalist inquired whether Sarath Fonseca's wife, Anuma Fonseca, will be contesting for the Colombo Municipal Council from the UNP. The United National Party has not made any such decision. The National Nomination Board of the UNP will meet on the 17th. Here, the candidates contesting will be considered and we will then choose our candidates.
Time now for Action TV.
Customs officials refrained from releasing a stock of cement which was imported by the Cooperative Council of Sri Lanka from Pakistan owing to an issue pertaining to its quality for quite some time. However, this stock of cement was eventually released on Tuesday. The customs released the cement only after it received instructions from the Standards Institute. The stock of cement was released last afternoon. According to Sri Lanka's Import and Export Act, the Sri Lanka Standards Institution is vested with the responsibility of assuring the quality of cement which is brought to Sri Lanka. However, its Director General, speaking to Action TV, stated that he had not issued any order to release this stock of cement. We cannot give any assurance about this stock. They had not informed us that they corrected the faults in this. Therefore, we cannot release the stocks and we cannot give any assurance. In a backdrop where the Director General of the Sri Lanka Standards Institute, which is the competent authority with regard to the assurance of quality of goods which are imported and exported, has not approved the quality of this stock of cement, the fact that the chairman of the Cooperative Council of Sri Lanka has given assurances about the quality of this cement is in fact a challenge to the Sri Lanka Standards Institution. We responsibly state that this is of the required standard. We purchase goods for the consumer. We are not doing this to fool them. Even we are consumers. We would only import if it is up to standard. Furthermore, according to the Consumer Protection Act, cement cannot be sold based merely on such assurances. The Consumer Affairs Authority has released a gazette noting that the SLS standard is compulsory. What arouses suspicion is the presence of the mark of the Sri Lanka Standards Institute on sacks containing the disputed stock of cement, which is being sold merely on the assurance of the chairman of the Cooperative Council of Sri Lanka. This is a mistake. They cannot do that. They cannot use the symbol and give any assurance of the product, because that symbol belongs to us. We only issue it according to the standard of the product. Under the current act, a fine of 4,000 rupees or a prison sentence of 2 years can be enforced. However, it is the Consumer Affairs Authority that has made the SLS symbol compulsory, so they can take action if the SLS sign is being misused. We have not received a complaint in this regard yet. If we receive such a complaint, we are willing to take action. Will the Sri Lanka Standards Institution and the Consumer Affairs Authority take legal steps against the forging of the SLS mark on these sacks of cement? Action TV will keep a close watch.
A debate arose in Parliament today over the proposed afternoon meal for students and its nutritional value.
The 18th page of the 2005 presidential election manifesto titled Mahinda Chintana Dinavamu Sri Lanka states that every student will be provided with an afternoon meal free of charge. There are no constraints or restrictions mentioned. This does not state only 1 million children will be provided with the afternoon meal from the 3.9 million children in the country. Children who are overnourished will not be provided with a meal. Does that mean from the 3.9 million children in the country, 2.9 million children are overnourished? Why don't you provide the 3.9 million children in the country with the afternoon meal? How did your father give the Janasavya? Medical records indicate that malnutrition among schools in 2010 stands at 17%. According to the data you just revealed, the malnutrition level within schools have increased to 17% from 12%. Will your government take the necessary steps to establish a special health unit at every school? The results show an increase after taking into account the Northeast. An answer will not be provided for this issue just because you establish a special health unit in schools. Currently, the Health and Education Ministry have jointly organized a program to check the nutritional level of students who study in grade 1, 4 and 7 respectively. Do you intend to cover all grades in the future under this program? There is no problem in doing so. Malnutrition should be addressed during the early stages. There is no point in addressing this later on. I think the program that has been launched by us is sufficient. Why can't the government step in and provide funds to distribute medication to children who are suffering from iron deficiency? Why must the government solely depend on UNICEF? UNICEF is doing its duty at the Ministry of Education. This aid is provided to the government. It does not matter how we receive it. Yes, we can increase funds after taking into account your request.
Coming up on the news tonight, the Vidurg exhibition on encouraging sustainable energy commences today. Shamir Razuldeen and Gihan Nicholas bring you the latest on the London riots. An in-depth analysis of the first ODI between Sri Lanka and Australia with Arjuna Ranatunga.